Whoa, my channel is under attack. Whoa, buddy. My channel is under attack by the woke left. Well, I appear to be back. Thank you guys who decided to return. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're gonna start that over. We're talking about Pissed Off Petro, Angry Joe. Woo! That was something else. My channel is under attack. We are back, everyone. Where were we? Oh, right. Angry Joe. Peace stop Pedro. Hey, we're going to be talking about Peace stop Pedro. Okay. Agitated Alejandro. That's right. All right. Let's just get back into it. People want to mosey on in. The demons got me, boy. The demons got me. Yeah, now I'm protected against demons. I'm on the Lord's side. I'm on the Lord's side. We don't fear no demons around here, boy. Okay. Give me. All right. All right, brothers, we're going to be talking about Angry Joe yet again. You see, Angry Joe has been through a bit of a roller coaster. On one hand, Joe wanted to defend Supergirl. In fact, he told people to go out and see Supergirl, to spend their hard-earned money on Supergirl. Then he saw the movie and said that, well, he thought it was a 5 or 6 out of 10. That was the quote-unquote final verdict. And as we know from Angry Joe, the final verdict is anything but final. It is subject to change. I don't know why he calls it the final verdict when it's not final, but I don't understand a lot of things as it relates to Angry Joe. But ever since then, Joe has been doubling down on his take against the people that he deems as the chuds. Because while Angry Joe acknowledges the movie is bad, which would make the chuds right, Joe is so arrogant and narcissistic that he can't let the quote-unquote chuds have a win. So he's in a very interesting position. He hates the movie. The chuds were right. But he hates the chuds, so he's got to pretend that they're not right. Well, they are right, but they're not right because he doesn't like them. It's very convoluted, very messy. I would expect nothing less from agitated Alejandro. This guy has obviously been hitting the bottom, getting some taquita, and his posts are about as incoherent and drunk as the quarterings. Now, he's been going on and on about how all the anti-woke people are grifters. He says, these chuds can't even hold more than 2 ideas in their head. So he's doubling and tripling down, going after people. And here's the best part. Denying all of the problems, ignoring certain things he doesn't want to address. Like the fact that the woman who wrote for the Supergirl movie, she was somebody that had no credits to her name. She was not experienced. She didn't know the source material. She was the last person that should ever be given the keys to a kingdom as big as this. And yet Joe doesn't even, he doesn't even address it. He says, too much anti-woke YouTube content consumed. Like, Joe is he's such a low IQ retard. He's genuinely stupid. He doesn't understand that a lot of the things that he hated is as a result of the things that we're criticizing here. When we're talking about the writing being bad, it's not bad in a vacuum. It's bad because the person that they picked was based on their gender. No, they weren't. Well, then what were they chosen? What were they chosen for? Not their credentials, not their history. No, nothing. They had no credentials. They had no history. It was based on feminist woke bullshit. Girl empowerment noise. That's it. But Joe actually went to see this again. He actually went to see it again. And you know what? He hated it even more. He hated it even more. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Joe released a video. Top reasons why I hated Supergirl. Second viewing vlog review. So, here's the deal. Joe was wrong. He was wrong before the movie. He was wrong after the movie. But he just can't take the L. His ego won't let him. So he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He wants to say that the movie sucks, even though he was supporting it and telling people to go waste their money on it. But he also wants the Chuds to lose. Well, Joe, you can't have both. The Chuds won. Take the L, tuck your tail between your legs, and go back and bury yourself in the bottle. Go drink yourself until everything is okay again, Joe. I don't know what else to tell you. You were wrong. It's not the end of the world, but for people like you who are an egotist, it appears to be. He's Mad Marco.
I'm in the I'm in the black super suit today because unfortunately I went and saw Supergirl a second time, this time with the family over the weekend, and while they enjoyed it mostly as a fun popcorn flick, they actually agreed with me on the ending. They done fucked it up, guys. They done fucked it up. I even talked with people that were walking out of the film afterwards. A guy had recognized me, and I got his opinion. And as much.
Do you know how we know that that's true, Joe? Because everyone who actually matters in the movie reviewing space already confirmed that to be true. While you were giving it a 5 or 6 out of 10, one of the people that you apparently have an issue with, the Critical Drinker, was talking about how it was an absolute abomination. So, the people who can actually get the job done, do it right in the first place, they gave us their review, and it was great. You, Joe, you gave us a review. It was terrible. The final verdict is not final, by the way. Let me just repeat that again. Joe gives a final verdict, and then he changes it. You know, whether it's 2 sentences later or 2 days later, it's anything but final. But Joe comes out and he goes, it's a 5 out of 10. I could see if you didn't know anything about it, it could be a 6. Whereas everyone else is like, this is a 2 or 3. A 2 or 3 out of 10.
Much the same. They messed it up. And so upon second viewing, let's just get this right out of the way. On second viewing, did you like it much better, Joe? Did you change your opinion? You're going to watch it 6 more times and the score going to go up? No. I liked Superman because it had a fucking good message. It executed on that message, and it did it right. At the end, he's smiling. He's got a wonderful, he realizes he has a wonderful set of parents this whole time. And as he takes in all of his, vacation videos and moments with his family, It's really what makes him a good person. And even though I thought some of it was cringe and too fast paced with the Roblox speed and the Minecraft editing, it's a Superman for a new generation that gets all the messaging right, and what it is to be a good person and to be a symbol of hope for others.
Joe, you didn't even like that movie. You gave it a 6 out of 10, and then you gave it like a 7 out of 10, and then you gave it like an 8 out of 10, and then you gave it like a 9 out of 10. Like, you initially didn't like that movie. So, your reviews are all over the place. Just like you.
Others and to be this big goofy and yes, Superman is goofy. If you can't handle a little cringe or a little goofiness in your Superman, then you're not really I mean, Superman's not for you. You might want to try Batman. But so whereas Superman, and then by the end, even punk rock songs that I don't like, I end up loving because I'm a punk rocker. Yes, I am. But it's not saying that line. It's saying that's the kind of good person that he is. He's become a full circle, a real, like, kind of a character arc, a realization of his goodness. None of that, none of it is in Supergirl. In fact, upon second viewing, I thought it was worse. I took notes this time in the theater, sat in the back, had my phone under. I didn't bother anybody, but it was worse. And I've got individual scenes that really bothered me. But it all comes down to bad writing and a misunderstanding of the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic. Let me get it.
Joe, why was the writing bad? I'd like for you to articulate why the writing was bad. I don't think you properly can. You can say that the writing is bad, but why was the writing bad? Well, the writing was bad, Joe, as we know, because they picked the worst person to do this. They picked the worst person to write it. Why? And why did they pick the worst comic to reinterpret? Like, Supergirl, listen, there are versions of Supergirl that people like, but the remake of that particular comic people don't particularly like. Why did you choose that one of all the ones you could choose? Why did you choose that? Why did they choose that one? Like, there's so much wasted potential here. It's just absolutely insane and diabolical. If you took the Kara Zor-El from any of the, Superman the Animated Series, shows, movies, if you had taken her character from that, I think people would have been a lot more receptive. But why was she, like her character was awful. The story was off. Everything was off. And nothing makes... Listen, I'm going to have an angry rant. There's no reason that it should have been as bad as it was. Not a single legitimate reason. But it was all started with the woman who didn't have any credentials being picked to write the entire script.
When you adapt something, you're not supposed to make it worse. There's a reason why this is one of the best-selling comics, especially for Supergirl. It's Supergirl's best-selling comic. There's a reason. So you took the story and you done fucked it up. That's what bothers me the most about the Supergirl film. In addition to all of the rest, the muddy visuals, the bad writing, the lack of character arc, you just fucked up the character of Supergirl. And when I heard that Anna says, and the team and Craig Gillespie and Anna said, we're going to do this over 3 days instead of 3 months and narration style here. That's when I knew, oh shit, your difficulty just went through the fucking roof. Because Ruthie gets less annoying. One of the things people have problems with is Ruthie's annoying, but she grows over time. Joe said that she was annoying. I didn't find her that annoying because I saw this version of Ruthie in her, and she's pretty accurate with that, but you just didn't have enough time, or the film didn't depict her growth as well. Suddenly she becomes a superhero at the end, just taking out super strength brigands. Aren't they supposed to have super strength? At one point they hold a tank with a single arm, and Ruthie chokes one out?
Yeah! Joe! Joe! Welcome to the party, pal. That's what we've been talking about. Oh my God. Joe is waking up and it's like he doesn't understand where he is. He's like, guys, I don't understand. Why is there like this slightly unattractive, like small female character beating up these like super powered male characters? Why? No, he's still asleep. But he's like, he's becoming aware. He's just not self-aware. I don't understand. Why was she able to choke out these big, muscular, overpowered guys? It doesn't make sense. Because it's woke feminist shit, Joe. We've been talking about this for 15 years. Where have you been? Yes, this is the problem. That you get these terrible writers that produce this shit, that girl boss it up, and it's insulting and it's infuriating. Yes. And Joe's like, wow, I don't understand what's going on here. We've been dealing with this for so long. And only now do you get it? Really? Only now at the end do you understand. Only now at the end do you understand. And you still don't understand. But you understand that the ingredients are bad. You understand the end result is bad, but you just can't put it all together, Joe, because you're such a cuck and you're so weak, you can't just admit what is obviously true. That woke feminist dog shit is a fucking cancer on anything it touches. Joe, this is basic, Joe. Wake up, Joe.
That doesn't make sense, guys. The fucking script and the screenplay and the story, they messed up. And I found out confirmation today, was released today, that the writer, Anna, and I hate to put this on just one person's shoulder. I'm sure Craig had some. Actually, Craig had a quote that said, I didn't even bother to read the comic before I drafted up my first pitch. That's not a good start, buddy. That's not a good start for his visual pitch. That might be why your movie looks like shit. Why it looks like shit. And you didn't take anything from the comics. Here's the confirmation that Anna had no understanding. She didn't grasp the themes that were in the comic. Paul Tassi, Supergirl, spoilers, but Jesus, this is spoilers. We're in spoiler territory. This is just the ending, the whole crux of the film. What happens at the end?
Yeah.
Supergirl writer Anna says...
Listen, you can't spoil somebody taking a shit, okay? There is no actual spoiler here. It's garbage. Okay? It's absolute garbage. All right? Joe, it's atrocious. Okay? Man, when Joe's like, all right, guys, I don't understand. The people behind the scenes, guys, they didn't even do any research on the source material, and they sort of seem to be, a little bit cavalier about not reading the material. And Joe, it's what we've been talking about. You know those chuds that you have an issue with? It's what we've been fucking talking about for years. Pissed off Pedro. Finally, you get it. You get it, but you don't get it. And that's the infuriating part. You see the different ingredients, but the main dish is these woke freaks have defiled nearly every major franchise. Every major franchise. They've defiled it. They've tainted it. They've ruined it in so many different ways. And it's the same thing over and over. And so people are looking at this going, Joe, how on earth do you not get it? How on earth do you not get it?
The ending of Supergirl was decided early on because the comic book ends with Ruthie killing Krem. You dumb fuck. Are you not going to ask anybody? Are you not going to check? Did nobody on the team talk to you? Did you only talk with Craig?
Of course not, Joe. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's so weird watching these woke retards. These people that have defended wokeness for years. This guy's asking this question, like, did you ask no one? No. See, the thing is, Joe is so convinced that people like me and Geeks and Gamers and all these other people, he's so convinced that we're grifters that he doesn't understand That there's a reason that people have been paying attention to what we've been saying for a long time. It's because they figured this out a long ass time ago. They figured this shit out. You, Joe, you haven't figured it out. You don't get it. You don't understand it. You and people like you have demanded, absolutely demanded, that people like Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and all these other people, you have said, I have deemed you to be wrong. And thus I've deemed you to be a chud that is not worth even considering. And Joe, I just got to tell you, it's just watching you give this opinion. We have been actively trying to push back against the shit you're talking about for a long time. And you have fought against that every step of the way.
And nobody on set and nobody in production. The comic ends with Ruthie killing Krem, but in the far, far future. It's like 300 years or something. We know we weren't going to be able to do that kind of time jump, and I find it's quite a dark ending of the comic. It's not a dark... She doesn't kill Krem! So it's not a dark ending, and yes, you can do time jumps. You can. Audiences are not as stupid as you think. Even, there's a lot of evidence contrary, but they can handle time jumps. He essentially has changed, and she kills him anyway, because he's begging for his life. He's in the they put him in the Phantom Zone instead of killing him. They pull him out of the Phantom Zone. Here's Ruthie. She's old as fuck, and he's begging for his life. There, begging, forgive me, forgive me. She sees the final panel, and she sees and interprets it as Ruthie killing Krem. Now, granted, it kind of looks like she's got a sword or something, and the blood is coming out after she stabs him, and the narration itself actually says, instead, she moved her sword swiftly through the air and stabbed down through the chest of the kneeling brigand. But you have to understand that the narration that has been going on the entire time, there is an unreliable narrator. You have to take everything in context. It's a little nuance. Again, nobody understands nuance anymore. But you can even see, let's say you don't even see that, and you just look at the visuals. She is an old woman smacking him with her cane. That's her smacking him with the cane. He falls down. He even goes, ah, like this. You see, he's like, ah. And he puts his head down, and I guess when he puts his hand down, she interprets that as him dying. That was not the point of the story. And I guess it's ambiguous if you're dumb. No, okay. Some people might think that he dies, fine, but they didn't want to spell it out for you. Upon repeat readings of the comic, you get it. You will get it. Even if you think that something else was, even though it's right here, it's right here. But even if it's not right there, Tom King, the guy who fucking wrote it, it's not supposed to be ambiguous. Krem is supposed to be alive at the end. So they thought that they were so clever. Anna thinks that Ruthie kills Krem. So she thought she was so clever. Okay, I'm going to condense the time, and I'm going to have Supergirl kill Krem at the end, saving Ruthie. These are terrible, terrible themes. Terrible character arcs.
Yeah. Yes! Yes, they are. They're genuinely awful. Yes.
The whole film, Supergirl's like, don't kill her, don't kill Krem. It'll fuck you up, don't kill Krem. And she turns around and she turns into a hypocrite and kills Krem. No, that's not a powerful story. That's not something that upon repeat viewings that is good, that makes me like it more. Whereas in Superman, this is worse on every level. It fucks up the character of Supergirl. And I guess what they wanted to do is they wanted to combine, because it kind of looks like she's a mess at the beginning, but by the end, it's kind of revealed that she's more competent and has a bigger heart than, she initially let on. A little bit of subterfuge, and that she's already a little bit of a paragon of truth and justice and the right. I guess what they wanted to do is they wanted to get a younger version of Wonder Woman who's less experienced and then inject it into this story, which doesn't work, because I guess this one, she is a little bit more competent and experienced. Even though she's messy as hell, you could tell that she has a bigger heart and she is more experienced, and she kind of, uses this opportunity to try to teach something to Ruthie, but then she also learns something, right? And that's this version, and that's the version that we were hoping to see, but they put in a younger version of Supergirl who's brash and makes a bunch of decisions, gets a family killed, an entire family killed, and in the most frustrating way. Ruthie is about to kill Krem at one moment in the film, and Supergirl, instead of slamming into Krem to pull Krem out of there and bring him to justice, she slams into Ruthie, takes Ruthie out of there. Krem disappears, and what does he do when he disappears? He cuts the throat of the father, stabs the mother, and kills a child.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
And that's Supergirl's fault. It's Supergirl's fault. She fucked up. I would like to admit, no, it's, see, that's Krem. That's Krem's fault. Yeah, it's Krem's fault too, but it's Supergirl's fault. She could have let Ruthie kill him. Okay, I'll give you. Let's argue that Ruthie would have brought down the sword. He would have blocked it, or she's inexperienced. He would have just elbowed her. Fine, but you have to hit Krem at that moment, not Ruthie. And it's a weird moment in the film, and that's when it turned from me like disliking the film on second viewing to hating the film. At that moment, when Supergirl fucks that up, and then from
wait, but you saw that the first time, Joe. You saw that the first time. So what was genuinely the difference? You know what I think it was? I think that he realized just how astonishingly wrong he was, and he was tired. He was tired of having to defend the movie as a 5 out of 10.
From then on, it's just Supergirl, doing action scenes and not bothering to like pay attention to saving people or her objectives. She just kind of just beats people up randomly. She does save a few of these women who run out of their cages in the initial thing with Lobo and her on the planet when the main ship is dropping these girls. But later on in the film, when she shows up and Ruthie is on the motherfucking battleship and she falls off of the battleship, she's hanging on the battleship the whole time. And Supergirl's just up here, la 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 la, fighting everybody. And like Superman would have immediately went to help Ruthie. But Ruthie, I guess, because they wanted her to have her own little action scene where she's fucking tumbling and grabbing the wire at the last minute, which none of it I believe. It doesn't make any sense. And then Lobo throws Krem down there too, so then he's hanging on a wire while she's hanging on a wire, and they slowly, fall off the wire and harmlessly.
Listening to him ramble it's a pain that I didn't truly understand. I didn't truly get it, but holy criminy. That's a lot.
And on the floor as the ship is coming down. It just sucks. It's just stupid. And that's when it turned into hatred because you fucked up. You fucked up the Supergirl character.
They fucked up the first time.
And then obviously the ending where she kills, you completely misunderstood. So Here are some things. We'll start with good and bad stuff. Oh my God. I didn't initially, I hate, upon second viewing, when Supergirl goes on the bus, and the space pirates show up to rob
How's
people.
How's it going, Moosey boy?
Just before that, Ruthie does something to piss off the alien. The alien that somebody in the art department fucked up with and ended up making a Star Wars character in an art where the original artist of this book had to pull down the art. And because it was actually from Star Wars and not the design. The two creatures look extremely similar. Anyway, the creature in the Supergirl film starts screaming at Ruthie, and she goes over. Supergirl gets up, goes over there to protect Ruthie, and then she does the cringiest. Her jaw opens really wide, and back at it. Like, oh God, I hated that when people were doing it in the early 2000s in 1999 with all the horrors where their jaws would come in. But it looks so bad. It looks so bad. It looks worse on Millie. It's stupid and cringy. I hate it. I hate it. I just had to bring that up. But basically, on the bus is where all these problems start. I want to say that at this point in the film, I'm actually on board. I'm actually kind of liking it. I said, this is not that bad, It's not exactly like the comics, but it's creating its thing here. And I'm liking it so far. But then, it gets worse. I'll show you. And then the problems are huge by the time that family gets killed, and I turn it into hating. There are good moments in the film that I took notes on. I will give you that once she flies all around and beats people up, but then she notices that the family got killed, her fault. You could see the tears in her eyes as she's walking around, and people are all running around her, and she's kind of, out of it because she realized what's happened and what she's done. She does fly up and then screams in space, and you can't hear anything. And I liked that moment, and I worry that the reason why they let this family and daughter get killed and make it Supergirl's fault is so that we can see her morality and so that we can see the effect on that, and the audience understands that she's a good person. But I think the message gets fucked up because the audience is more like, you did that, you fucked that up, And
right.
If that's the intended message, why do that? Because you're gonna
Joe, I'm glad that you're coming to this conclusion finally, but we all already knew this, Joe. This isn't a surprise. We already knew this. Joe, I don't really know what to tell you. Joe, we already knew this. Like, this is something that we've known for days. Genuinely days. But I'm glad you finally came around. Finally? Glad you finally got it? You know?
Have audiences turn on Supergirl, and you're gonna have to like this. That you didn't need to do that. That's not in the comic. That's not in her character. And sure, I get it because it's like Man of Steel, where I kept defending Man of Steel. You know, Henry Cavill's version of Superman. This is Elseworlds. Yes, there are maybe hundreds of people getting killed in the city, maybe thousands, as you see the thing go up and down and up and down and slam people. But he hasn't been on the block. He hasn't been on patrol. He's inexperienced. He's doing the best he can. It's one Superman versus 500 Superman. You know, in that film, 50 Superman, whatever. And bad shit is gonna happen. And so I guess that's what they said. Bad shit happened in that movie. Bad shit can here. And bad shit happens. So as long as we show our character crying about it and emotional about it, audiences will identify with it. No, 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 no. You fucked that moment up, and I think that punches people out. Um, one other thing I noticed even more upon second viewing is the motherfucking brigands have a dimensional portal. So in my original review, I was like, they should have used the Mordru orb, where he teleports out, and that's when he originally takes her to the green planet. They do. They've got some kind of portal. So instead of having the goddamn battleship at the end of the battle scene in one of the planets just fly off, and maybe the limitation is they don't have the goddamn fuel to go to a planet without a yellow sun. Yeah, it's got a green sun, but it's all got a yellow sun. Instead of saying something like that there's a fuel limitation or money limitation, no, they just pop out of existence and pop in somewhere else. That makes it so much stupider.
Oh, gosh. Speaking of stupider, Joe, you're ranting about things, Joe, that, again, I have to keep repeating myself. Joe, you are ranting about things that we've known, like, for days. You saw this movie, right? You saw it, you saw the movie. So I have to assume, I don't know, I have to assume that you, well, I guess, didn't actually watch the movie? I don't know. It's pretty nuts. You're going over things that have been established already, but you already saw the movie once. You've already done a reaction that is based on spoilers. So were you asleep? Because I know you like to fall asleep during some of your videos. Were you asleep, Joe?
I know they're trying to raise the stakes. Oh my god, Supergirl has no idea where they went, so she's got to go and interrogate this one alien dude. But it's fucking stupid. It creates a fucking plot hole. They could have just teleported to a fucking red sun. They could have teleported to a green sun only, not with a yellow sun. Do you see what happens when you try to condense the story into 3 days? It creates these shorthand things. As soon as the green sun falls, then the yellow sun rises, and then we can go to the next moment. No. A lot of things she needs to train her dog. Supergirl needs to train this dog. By the end, I'm so frustrated with Krypto. I think the cuteness has kind of worn off. I hate to say that because I love Krypto, but I'm still angry that Krypto's not Superman's dog. This is the one aspect of this comic, it's like this version of Supergirl, Krypto is Supergirl's dog. And I always see Krypto as Superman's dog. It's different stories, different things. That's the creative choice they've taken. I'm a little salty over it still, but whatever. I just wish they would use some practical effects with Krypto, because the CGI Krypto is just fucking... It's not working as effectively as it should, especially when he's getting hit and his eyes roll back and he's like shaking. It just doesn't hit as right as a practical effect. The whole time they're using practical effects everywhere, but not here with Krypto. And I get it because he's flying and he has superpowers. But anyway, she needs to fucking train that dog. Man of Tomorrow, that better be a more well-behaved Krypto. Because it's out of control. He just tears shit up all the fucking time at Clark's house, at her house, at everything. It's like, get your shit together, girl. Part of getting your shit together, because she said she's no longer, her bar hopping days are behind her, which is good. That's her character.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, finally.
Her arc, which was really weak. It needs to be a little better than that. It needs to be a lot better than that one line. Then maybe she'll train her dog, but whatever. Let's see. And then again, I agree with the one criticism a lot of people said that what is with the headphones? They try to make her a fucking Timu Star-Lord. There's
Timu Star-Lord. Yeah. Yeah, James Gunn really has one dimension and one note.
no reason for her to have the headphones. In the film, they use it as her escape to just escape, reality. I kind of get it. Your planet's blown up. You don't have a home. And so you are going to use music. And music is very therapeutic for me. I love listening to music. I listen to heavy metal, to get frustration out and to just enjoy because it's fucking great. But, some people use the music to, calm down or teleport themselves elsewhere. So I get it, but it just comes off because of the James Gunn stuff, because of all this stuff. There's no reason for it in the film. Maybe a little bit extra there would have helped, and maybe it is in a longer cut. Apparently, I think there's 30 minutes cut from the film. I don't think those 30 minutes could really help it or make it better. In fact, there's probably potential to make it worse, but I do hope we eventually see some of that. at the end, because there's stuff with Krem and his backstory and his creepiness towards Ruthie that they cut out, that's confirmed, that people saw it at press screenings before they clipped it. Going back to good things, personally, I didn't find Ruthie that annoying. It's true that and again, probably because I've read the comic.
Yeah, she was extremely annoying, Joe. Well, you know it, I know it, we all know it.
But it's true that she never stays put, and that's fucking annoying. But to me, I wouldn't stay put either. Like, and it's always depicted as a positive every time. You have to have a good excuse for it, and then hopefully by the end, grow. And by the end, she grows, but the growth is mostly here. So that's we do it once or twice. They do it every fucking time. He eats the pie. He eats the fucking worms. Her prison food. He even eats her fucking.
Speaking of eating the pie and eating the worm.
Prison food, eats the fucking cereal. He fucking is just chewing on something randomly when he's walking out in the big fight. It's like at least 4 or 5 times. It's stupid. I can see where he was going to take her as a bride. So so the rumors are that some of these cut scenes has to do with Krem's backstory and also his threats to Ruthie that he's going to take her specifically as a bride. And I can see where that is in the film because he tells her at one point, you're gonna die she dies before the end of the day. But that line is ADR'd, and it's when they're in prison, and it's when he's getting up and kind of walking out, and they kind of shift cuts to Lobo's reaction shot and his second in command reacting. And I think it's because this is where they cut out the scene where he's like, let's make a deal. He's like talking to her, makes a deal, but they cut out all the stuff where he's gonna keep her alive to use her as a bride. And that makes sense because why the fuck is he just keeping her? Just take the fucking sword. Takes his bike at one point. But I thought to the thing. But in this, no dinosaurs. She's just like,
did Joe give a final review?
But she has a cut on her head that seemed to randomly appear there. I'm wondering if there's another cut scene, if there was dinosaurs and they just had to take them out or shorten it or something. Because I don't remember her showing up. I mean, I know she just got done with the battle on the other planet, but I don't remember her getting.
All right. I mean, he's just rambling.
Got killed, Supergirl, and her family that got killed with the sword earlier because you fucked up. So it's both. So is there any fucking choices that Craig Gillespie made right? Before reading the comic, he came up with the visual style, and one of the big pieces that I think he was right on was the fact that he didn't want to put her in the suit until the very end. She's got to be not in the suit, and then she earns the suit, and then in her moment of triumph, she's in the suit.
Okay.
I like the suit element in this. I even like when Supergirl's like, it's just a suit, Ruthie. It's nothing special. It's just a piece of crap. But then she realized the suit is special. Yeah, it doesn't have superpowers. It's not an armored suit like Iron Man, but when she puts it on, it's special. And that was right. Just small little nuggets of goodness in this piece of shit thing. And then her arc, way stronger here. She kind of knew right from wrong the whole time, but she just does a good job as Supergirl. And I think that Momoa does a great Lobo. And
no, he doesn't do a great Lobo. He does Jason Momoa. No, that's not Lobo. That's Jason Momoa. And if you like Jason Momoa, you're going to like this Lobo. He's incredibly weak, Joe. We know he's incredibly weak. He's not like the Lobo that we've, come to know.
People gave a shit because at the ending of one of my trailer reactions, I'm like, go out and support, Supergirl. See the Superman. My audience knows how much I like Superman. I'm going to tell, let's go out and support. I told people to go see Black Adam for Christ's sake because I wanted Henry Cavill to get another shot as Superman.
Yeah, but the thing is, Joe, you were telling people to go see a movie that, from everything that we had seen, was going to be shit. No, your audience, what they expect of you, I imagine, was that you would be somebody that looks at the trailers honestly, that you look at the information honestly, and you're going to give them the truth. That if it looks like shit, Joe, if it looks bad, that you're not going to recommend it to them. You are going to be the guard against the corporations. That's what they're looking to see. Is this worth my money? And Joe, for you basically say, I don't give a shit about your money. Yeah, go spend your money on this because I like Superman.
And that was a bad film. I don't give a fuck about telling people, go see bad films. Sometimes you have to see a bad film or how bad it is so that we can talk about it and how hilarious it is. But in this case, we wanted to support it so we could see.
What the hell logic is that? Sometimes you got to waste your money and waste your time. No, you couldn't. No, you don't.
See more Superman so we can see the DCU do well so we can see a Lobo film. I don't know if we're going to see a Lobo film now. I'm extremely worried that they're like, nope, this is not going to work. One of the big criticisms I agree with is why was Anna picked? You know, you almost, it's easy to fall into that trap. It's like, she's a woman, and that's why she picked James Gunn likes her, she's hot, or some bullshit. No, there's a story. Like, I was genuinely curious because I was like, why would you let somebody with no experience fuck this up and then give her Teen Titans and Wonder Woman? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What did she do? What dirt does she have? Woman, and that's why she picked. Not gonna work. One of the big criticisms I agree with is why was Anna picked? You know, you almost, it's easy to fall into that trap. It's like, she's a
Joe, it's not a trap. Joe, it's not a trap. It is an observation of the reality of the Hollywood system. Look at Joe's face. Look at Joe's face. We're gonna clip that. Clip that. Joe, it's not a trap. It's not a trick. Joe, it's a reality. Your need to simp right now, your need to be a pathetic estrogen-fueled freak, what it's revealing is you want to mock the people that are right because you think that the reason for being right is wrong. But it doesn't matter the reason for being right. They're right. They don't, like, you were wrong, they were right. Picking a woman, she was picked because she's a woman. That's it. She knew somebody in the industry. That's how it works. Handshake deals and bullshit like that. No credentials, no qualifications. She knew somebody because in that industry, that's how it works. And we've been pushing against that for years. The guy that is against, corporate commander, Joe, you have become a bootlicker. You become a bootlicker.
Woman, that's why she picked James Gunn likes her, she's hot, or some bullshit. No, there's a story. Like, I was genuinely curious because I was like, why would you let somebody with no experience fuck this up and then give her Teen Titans and Wonder Woman? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What did she do? What dirt does she have? And so I needed to know more about this instead of just blaming that she's a woman and it's DEI.
It is DEI, and it is because she's a woman.
All this other stupid shit that you see on YouTube. Well, here's the story. If you want to know the story. So Anna Nogueira came from acting and theater, wrote acclaimed plays, was initially hired under the old Warner Brothers regime to develop a completely different Supergirl movie starring Sasha. So I'm sure that would make a lot of the Snyder bots happy and fans, that there was actually a Supergirl film in production with...
But Joe, why was she chosen when she has no credentials? Like... Oh, well, guys, I'm going to show you the truth to disprove all the people that are, pointing out the fact she was chosen because she was a woman. Oh, she was part of the deal before where she was brought on the film. Why was she on that film? Why was she on any film? Why did she have anything to do with Supergirl? Joe, the problem is you desperately want to virtue signal that you're against people like me and others that are sane and sensible, and recognize that just being a woman doesn't give you some sort of inherent power to, oh man, girl power. No, we recognize, Joe, that people on the far left, these clowns in Hollywood, that many of them live in an incestuous system that rewards people for things that are not normal. It's abnormal, in fact. And that's what we're against. Why was this woman chosen? You don't know. I do. Because I understand the Hollywood system. I understand the rot and the disease that is DEI and wokeness. Joe, you deny it even exists.
Sasha. Now, I guess from the reception of Flash and the failure of that DCEU and then rebooting everything, that never actually happened. The movie died with the old DCEU. Now, her previous deal expired. She had a child when James Gunn and Peter Safran took over.
You're bringing up Matt Jarbo! Joe, Angry Joe is bringing up Matt Jarbo. Angry Joe, attention. Angry Joe is currently using Mundane Matt Jarbo as a source. I repeat, Angry Joe is using Matt Jarbo, Mundane Matt, as a source. Breaking news.
To compete for the job, again, like any other freelance writer. Executive producer Chantal continued backing her. DC liked her work, I guess, on this old script. And Nogueira ultimately landed a new Supergirl before being assigned Teen Titans and Wonder Woman. So we now know she's not protected by a massive multi-picture contract. She's working project to project. That changes the conversation. If Supergirl underperforms or fails to connect, DC can quietly reconsider these assignments without technically firing anyone or breaking a larger deal. So, you know, it sucks when you do a bad job on something like this that you feel the effects and you possibly get fired. I hate it when people get fired. Do I think maybe she might do a better job on a different film? Maybe. But I guess adapting this comic, not understanding that
Why would you assume that? She has no credentials.
this comic and not staying true to the thing that you're adapting really fucked you over. And so I would prefer somebody else write Wonder Woman. I'd prefer somebody else write Teen Titans. Maybe she'd do a better job if she's not tied to having to adapt a comic that she doesn't fucking understand. But that throws red flags.
What in that story would make you think she would be better at anything that she does? No. Joe, you are an... Oh, God. He can't help it. He's such a fucking simp. Oh, my gosh. You're such a simp.
For me. And, you know, and honestly, a lot of this...
He's gay! He's a simp!
Script wasn't that well done. Upon second viewing, like every single song choice, except don't feel her transition into the hero as much as you should. Her killing at the end, all this other stuff. There's a fundamental failure. The lack of comedy, the muddy visuals, all this, it brings it down to below average. It's a 4, and it remains a 4 upon second viewing. And fuck, if I have to see this thing a third time, it's probably going to be a fucking 3. Okay, but you know, we're being hyperbolic a little bit. This is not a...
Joe, your last final verdict was a 5, maybe a 6. Now it's a 4. Do you understand what the word final means? The word final means final. Your final verdict was a 5. Now it's a 4. Now you're talking about if you see it again, it could be a 3. Oh my gosh.
1 out of 10. This actually is a better film than the original Supergirl film, than Catwoman, than Elektra, than some of this shit that comes out. And honestly, I think I'd rather watch Supergirl than the Marvels, because I don't like any of the characters in the Marvels.
Oh,
right?
gosh.
And their villain is fucking boring. But Krem at least has a little
Or you cannot watch either of them.
bit of style. He's always eating it, and I kind of like the man's performance as him, because the villain was, again, it's a weak villain, but the villain was never the point. But when you don't get the actual point from the comic, and it's more about her growth and Ruthie's growth and them learning from each other, when you fuck that up, then yeah, of course people are gonna be like, well, let's put it on the villain's shoulders. Was the villain interesting? No, but he wasn't the point. He's just evil for evil's sake, and that's what's here. He was a more interesting villain here, but you know, at least this was a choice. It was a bad choice, but it was a choice. So yeah, but even Krem I think is better than the fucking, I can't even remember the villain from the Marvels, Darby or something, Darben. Darben. Jesus Christ. Come on, you're telling me Krem is worse than the... Get out of here, no way. Krem is he's just one of those evil villains. This was an evil villain who was fucking boring as shit. All right, so we're getting, you know, I thought for a moment there, I thought, let me highlight some of the responses I've gotten to my Supergirl tweets and some of the most disgusting fucking shit. And when you click on the avatar, what they have in their bio and what they tweet about, and it's like...
Yeah, so now Joe is... Basically, he's admitted that the movie is shit. The Chuds were right. And now this is the cope and seethe session, where Joe is now going to try to, in his own mind, rebuild back some of his credibility and reputation by mischaracterizing and maligning and attacking people that were critical of him.
Every single person, the asshole on the internet that takes it too serious, that disagrees with me, is like this type. But I say, you know what, that's stupid. No, we're not doing that. So just know that I don't like Supergirl, and I think Supergirl is a flawed failure of a film.
So Joe doesn't even have the balls to show tweets that he was triggered by. Well, I was going to do that, but then I said not to. What a bitch move.
Fucks up the character, but it's not because it's woke. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because...
Yes, it is.
You know, DEI hire and all the other...
Yes, it is. It's all that. It's all... Joe, it is every bit of that. What an absolutely astonishingly retarded take. Joe, this is an indefensible take. Yes, it is. It's all of that. The entire thing from start to finish. Yes, it is. Every single bit of it. Every single bit of it.
The reasons that all these other channels just continue to rile you up, guys, about it's...
No, Joe, has it ever occurred to you that the reason why some of these channels are more popular than you at this point is because, well, they agree with what they have to say? That they don't rile them up. They show them something that's true, and people resonate with it and go, yeah, I've thought this.
Bad writing, bad script. I know some of you will say, well, all that is a symptom of all this other stuff.
Yes.
No, it's unrelated. Now, I will agree.
It's unrelated! Joe, have you been hitting the sauce? It's not unrelated. It is a direct correlate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this guy is so shockingly low IQ. You are such a putrid sim. Everything that you criticized in this movie is a direct result of that one thing that you don't want to just admit is true. Because you desperately don't want to give the people that made fun of you even that. You don't want to give them anything because you are a petty narcissistic bitch. Joe, you are so unbelievably pathetic. You understand the entire premise, the entire, depiction of her. Everything is going back to that. It is woke. It is DEI. It is garbage. The casting, the direction, every bit of it goes in this weird direction for no fucking reason. No fucking reason from a logical standpoint, but from a DEI standpoint, it makes sense. Because it was never about Supergirl. It was never about the actual story. It was about all the other stuff. They wanted to tell this different story, and they just used Supergirl in order to do it. It was dripping with girl boss bullshit.
Agree with you on certain things, nepotism and favoritism, all that stuff. So we can agree on some things. But let's go ahead, instead of highlighting what dickbags and trolls say on YouTube and people who have been misguided, you cannot change anybody's mind with a single review or a...
Yeah, you can't change anyone's mind. So we're not going to show, I'm just going to call them dickbags. And what is this? What, are you going to show your own tweet?
Single tweet. You cannot change somebody's worldview. But let's go ahead and look at some of the predictions, because obviously there's a lot.
So yeah, he's going to show his own post. So guys, we're not going to show any of the dickbags. So Joe, what you mean to say is, let me translate. I'm not going to show any of the people that were right. Because my audience, when they see people that are, basically owning me, that might make me look bad and I may feel bad.
A lot of people invested in this thing failing, and they want the DCU to end after one failed movie. But for me, I always knew that this film was not going to make a lot of money, and that it...
Oh, gosh. That is... Oh, gosh, the coke.
Always going to be a bomb. I said it even before these other guys.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, I always knew it was going to be a bomb. Wow. He wanted you to pour your money down the toilet.
But there it is. My prediction for the Supergirl box office. Lucky to make half of what Superman did. She does a fourth of the comics. The female crowd wasn't engaged enough. Mostly males will see the film. Without that Barbie event crowd, it's going to debut number 2 behind Toy Story number 1. That's obvious. Anybody that pays attention to box offices and how strong these franchises are, and how this one is, the last Supergirl film made $14 million total, and was how it's doing in international. Okay, this is just June 26th right now. Okay, but what we can grab is, this is what I wanted to grab, the 38%. And if we look at Superman, so it's doing worse internationally than Superman by a few points. Okay, so that's 14.8 million. So you add...
Angry Joe is figured out per capita. Angry Joe is figured out per capita. Wow. I'm only kidding, but the fact is, he's trying to do it based on percentages instead of overall numbers. That's amazing.
So 14. Oh, I thought it would do 19. So I was wrong on international, but I was a little under on domestic. More women may have shown up than I thought. And then I was overestimating international, even though I was trying to go for the lower number there. It's even lower in international. International is probably going to be about 14 to 15 million, and domestic here is 39 to 40. So if you do that, then that's about 55 million total. If it's like 53 to 55 million, That's what I thought it would do. I mean, what did people think that the Supergirl was going to do? What did motherfucking Masters of the Universe? Sick opening here was 29. Oh my god.
Is this really the new Cope?
And then the domestic opening for Supergirl is 39, right? Yeah, domestic opening 39 compared to Masters of the Universe 29. So $10 million more, like almost a third more than Masters of the Universe. Damn.
Hey Joe, what was the cost difference? I mean, in terms of, you wanted to bring up percentages. How much did Masters of the Universe cost to make versus Supergirl? That would be an interesting percentage to take into account, because $10 million isn't really $10 million if there's a substantial difference in how much it costs to make something, right?
The dudes really did not go to show up for He-Man. That fucking sucks. Even with good word of mouth. I think Masters of the Universe has some of the best word of mouth. I haven't heard a single person say this movie sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Except Joe, the movie's marketing was terrible. It was woke garbage. That you may think that that's like an overused term. It's because it's overused in Hollywood. The him on the desk, all that shit. Yeah, people are tired of that. They want an authentic experience, which is something that they can just never get. And mainly because of woke, insufferable freaks like you that are just an absolute punching bag for these corporations. Bootlickers. They'll accept anything.
It's the worst. It's always, go out and see this. This thing has heart. It's funny. It's gross to be. Did you think it was like 5.5 at one point? So there it is. See, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's just a fucking ruinization of brain rot. And same thing here. The same thing here. It's like, bro, you're being hyperbolic. You've not seen a worse. It's like, okay, so wow, this was winning and they're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, people want to give it a 1 out of 10. Oh, look at LGBTQIA plus Hollywood power couples. You know that's Angry Joe's favorite article.
Each other, but you take it out, and the unweighted mean, I think is what, about 6. It was like 5.5 or.
So yeah, if you just ignore people that gave a review that you didn't like, it's 6.
To have Matt Reeves' one come out, and then he comes out right after, and it's just a new Batman. It's like, that's gonna suck. It's gonna be rough. But give a Batman film, and then I would do one more, and then I do World's Finest, and if you fuck that up, it's over. Get him out of there, because even.
Nah, it's already over. Anyway, we're done watching this clown. Honestly, we took too long to even deal with him. But here's the reality. Angry Joe, what he represents is pure delusion. And he's been this way for a long time. He's been somebody that disrespects and completely misunderstands gamers and men in general. He's a fat, pussified drunk. He's somebody that, I mean, we showed the clip where he fell asleep on stream during E3, during the reveal for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Guys falling asleep. What an unprofessional amateur. But the reality is that in this instance, Joe didn't just come out and tell people to go see the film. He attacked other channels. He attacked other channels to defend this film. Going after making enemies of a lot of people for no fucking reason. That's it. It's genuinely insane. Yeah, he's Jermaxing. There is no reason why anyone should be doing what Angry Joe is doing in this position. Anyway, that's going to do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. So first of all, what I would like to say is, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who came in and donated tonight. I'd like to thank everyone who came in and donated tonight. We're just about at $40. Now, I've already made my position on donations clear. For me, any donations are appreciated, but you guys, I mean, $40 is a lot of money. And so I want to say thank you, that I am grateful for what I've been given. I'm grateful for the support. It means a lot. It allows me to do a lot of cool things. And yeah, I just have to say thank you. I am insanely blessed and grateful in a way that's hard for me to articulate. But yeah, I just wanted to make that abundantly clear. Thank you guys. That's a lot of support. My channel is small, so I mean, $40, appreciate it. Very much so. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Now, maybe I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Breath of the Wild. Maybe play a little bit. Maybe play a little bit of Breath of the Wild. What do you guys think? As a way to unwind the stream, I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. It says, I think Breath of the Wild is better than Tears of the Kingdom. Interesting. I can see why some people say that. Well, maybe we'll just play both of them. Maybe we'll play both of them. Okay. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay, I think this is actually going to be part 7, believe it or not. I think it's good. What makes it master mode? Master mode is everything is harder. Everything in the game is harder. Everything hits harder. Has more health. Health regenerates. More enemies that are higher rank. Basically, everything that you could do to make the game just a little bit harder. And in fact, there's some stuff that makes it a lot harder. A lot harder. Ew. This gay guy's over here. Yeah, brother. Ugh. Okay. Brother. Okay. Let me save real quick. Already. But I want to make banana. Ooh, banana. What happens if I... What if I make this... Woo! Wow. Damn. That's pretty good. I get power plus 3 for 30 minutes when I take that. That's a lot of damage. You should cut their arms and shoulders off, bypass the crap. Alright, so where are we going? Where are we going? I think we should go... Listen, I think we should go... I'm going to say, I think we should go to meet the birds. They added Assassin's Creed style climbing to Zelda. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not untrue. It's not untrue. Okay, there's a... Okay, look at that. Oh god, there's a big bird. That's a big bird. Woo! That's a big bird. I'm going to get that spawn location first. Ah! No! What the? Oh gosh. That was a jump scare. I was not expecting that. Oh, there's just a guardian walking around. Let's see. Don't have the master sword. You say you missed the guardians? I don't miss the guardians. Oh, what's happening? Oh, Goblin Slayer. What the hell is happening? Hey. Excuse me. Excuse me, you filthy freaking goblins. Disgusting goblins. Absolutely vile. These gross, pig, greasy creatures attacking these poor people. Disgusting. Okay. Think highly of that minute of save. I knew it wasn't smart to go treasure hunting in these parts. Hello. It says this was once an up and coming place with lots of folks moving here, but then the monsters drove everyone out. Which means there's plenty of treasure to be had. That's why we came. We're treasure hunters searching for 1 in a million payday. So as a tip, St. Clair Hyrule is protected by guardians. Once you're in a Guardian's sight, you don't have long to live. True.
Oh.
Okay, well. Alright, well, I saved your life. Ooh! My master sword has been restored. Very nice. Okay, we're going purple. That's what we're doing. We're going purple. In fact, you sick motherfuckers all need. That's something. What do we have here? There. I'm missing something? Usually I'm supposed to make here. I don't get where I'm supposed to put it. Oh, maybe it's right here. There we go. Got it. Got it. Only took me a couple minutes. Where? Looks like a Coliseum. Is that a Coliseum? That's kind of cool. Why do I have... See, why do I have... Okay. Okay, well, we pushed this guy off the ledge. He's dead now. There's a treasure down there, but we're not going to worry about that. Okay, there's a Coliseum. Okay, there's that goop. Before we go to the Coliseum, I think it'd probably be smart to... I think it'd probably be smart to get this... Huh. Well, look at that. We found ourselves a... It's a stable. I think it's... Oh. Got you first. No. Oh, yes, it is. It is actually stable. All right, we got ourselves to stable. Very nice. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, passing the gate. Okay, well. Okay, I think I understand. You gotta put a ball in there. Okay, where's the ball? Okay, I don't think you can go there. Am I able to get in here? No, doesn't seem so. Oh, okay. The whole thing moves. That's nice. No? I have a feeling it's not going to work. Okay. Okay. What? Okay, how do I open this then? Okay. Do I have a key for here? Am I missing something? Jesse G official. It says, hey, how you doing? How you doing? We're just playing a little bit of late night Breath of the Wild after we got everything done. I'm lost. I don't exactly know how to beat this I don't exactly know how to beat this. Okay, something has to be... Okay, so... This. Feathered edge? Okay, no. Okay, I don't think this is it. So... Oh, okay. Alright, I'm formulating an idea. Okay? I haven't really officially formulated it yet, but let's see if I can. Am I able to? No. Nope. Okay, I wonder what happens if I do this. Oh. The ball rolled. Okay. This should be. I have a feeling this is more complicated than I'm making it. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get up there? Goodness gracious. This is probably, so far, this is probably the toughest. I'm gonna figure this shit out. Okay, so... Oh. So it flings it. What? Oh, so it knocked the... It knocked the ball out, but it didn't actually do anything. Okay. So, explain this to me. How the hell am I supposed to do this? Man, I mean, I feel like I'm having a DSP moment right now. I do. I feel like I'm having a genuine, bona fide DSP moment. I do have the freeze ability. Would the freeze ability help me at all? Yes, I think it. I actually think that the freeze ability would help me. I do think so. It can get me over here. So the freeze ability can get me over here. Okay, fantastic. I think I figured it out. Okay. So, with the freeze ability allows me to go over here. I think I need to... No! Am I stuck down here? Am I gonna die down here? I can't find a way back up. Perfect. Come on! Oh. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what I'm missing. I have no clue what I'm missing. This has to be my worst. I gotta be missing something. And now my Knight's Bow is damaged. I've gotta be missing something. it that I can see? What? What? Now I'm pissed off, Pedro. You have got to be kidding me. That makes me so mad. You mean the whole time? You mean the whole time? The whole time. Why is there a ladder? Why is there a ladder there? Okay. Oh. In case you get stuck down there. Oh, good gracious. Goodness gracious. Alright, I get it. Man, I'm so pissed off. I am pretty perturbed. Yeah, I figured it out, but at what cost? At what cost? Yeah, give me. Oh gosh, at least most of my audience is tuned out. At least they won't have to see that. No one's gonna clip that. Oh man, that was bad. Thank goodness most people have already tuned out. Woo! Man, that's something. Oh gosh, that's something. No, you didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see. That was actually so bad. You mean to tell me the whole time? The whole time it was right there? Could just walked around the corner. damn, he evaporated. Look at this. That's brutal. I don't know. Rusty shield, sorry. Okay. Dang. So, if we see any shrines along the way, we can. I don't see any shrines. All right, here we go. We're gonna climb this hill. Hello. Oh, I could have mounted that. Okay, I will give you a tap. Okay, I'm gonna take both apples. Okay. That's a lot of birds. All right, so I think if we make it to the next tower, I think maybe we'll call it quits. Call it quits at the next tower. Sounds pretty good. Okay, once we make it up here, I think we should be able to see the tower at least. Quit to start KOTOR? No, quit for the night. I mean, look at what time it is. (10 p.m.) I mean, this is late for a stream. Okay. I think we should be able to see it at least. The tower. We should be able to see the tower. Midnight? No. It's 10 p.m. Do I have to... Okay, well then I guess the only option is to launch it into space. Ooh, boy. Man, imagine getting followed by a bot. That's brutal. A name that is correct. Have a good night, Super Spy. Sleep well. I should be getting close. Yeah, I can just ignore you commands. Oh! I just happened upon a shrine! Would you look at that? Random. Woo! Lucky me, I just happened to stumble upon a shrine. Okay, so where? Okay, so we're looking at this direction. I see the tower all the way over there. That is a long way away. That is a long way away. But we will get there. Man, those jellies are just annoying. They're not tough enemies, but they just... they're not even worth... Not even worth fighting. Oh, look, another shrine. I'm just finding shrines left and right. Just happened to find another shrine. Look at that. That is lucky.
Hmm? Ah.
Um... Well, a name decided to join over on Kick. Well, thank you. Or Twitch, somewhere. Yep, over on Kick. Let's go. All right, we are almost there. Look at that. That was a long fall. Ooh, look at that. You can see it in the distance. Okay. Here it is. We're almost there. We are so close. We are so close. Look at it. This is what we've been training for. We are almost at the summit. Look at that. We are so close. We are so... Okay. Woo! Okay. Um. Oh, come on. Ooh. We are so close. Woo! We did it! Awesome. All right. Let me see. Yes. Now comes Bird Town. Now comes Bird. I see a shrine. I think maybe I'll get the shrine. That way I can teleport in and out of Bird Town. Whoa! I'm riding a deer! I'm riding a deer. Hello, deer. Dude, I'm riding a deer. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. Okay, then. Where's the shrine? Where is the There should be a shrine. Alright. Is that the shrine? Burrito Village.
Hey!
Good day. Who are you? Bird people. Alright, I think I'm going the right way. Ooh. Dang. Dang, it's just been flying up there for like 100 years. It showed up a while back. A while back. Okay.
Oh.
Let me up here. Yes. We did it. We did it. What the heck? Wait. We did it. There's got to be a treasure chest. There's got to be one. That's it. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Okay, well, we got our fourth one. We actually made quite a bit of progress. We made it to the bird town. And so, yeah, we can wrap it up there. Let me just get my... Let me get my extra container of... I think I'm going to go for magic. Or endurance, whatever you want to call it. As opposed to health. I think on health I'm okay. But it would be nice to have a little bit more stamina. Okay. Okay, I'm going to wrap it there. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for the super chats, the support. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to do this. So, anyway.